We also love our rivalry. Essence Agnes, Marla Gibbs, the legacy for the Garrison Gamble there.
A little bit nervous.
She is known for improving the customer experience while producing rapid growth in both strong and difficult economies. When cars real mainstream and Wassily County to seek her out, it's her powerful story of how she reclaimed herself as a hidden treasure.
All right, so today I am going to facilitate, so you heard their bios, and so now I'm going to facilitate a conversation about their breast cancer journey. So I'm going to ask Kenneth to go first, and I want you to tell us a little bit about your breast cancer journey.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I just want to say something really quickly. Anidra, I really love you so much. This is amazing. I feel like family now. I met her over the phone, and she had me by the end of the call, had like 5 things on my to-do list. So I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Wow. Okay. It's interesting. It's always very interesting when I start talking about this because it's been an interesting story, interesting journey. I think if you've gone through it yourself, you understand it. It's a very individual situation, but also your family and friends go through something as well. So for me, I'm originally from North Carolina. And anybody from North Carolina?
South.
Oh my. All right, cool. So, okay, there we go. So I moved to New York probably like 13 years ago. And I was working there, and I decided I wanted to come out to LA. And I was having sinuses and allergy problems. It could have been like the pollution or something. But I felt, I'm naturally very, very hairy. And so one day, I was using clippers on my chest, and I thought maybe I might have like ingrown hair or something like that. And I was just messing with it, and it was just there, and I didn't think anything of it. And then it stayed there. I was like, okay, maybe it'll leave. But then I went to the doctor because my allergies was bothering me so bad that the doctor gave me some medication. He's like, well, is there anything else going on? And I just happened to tell him I have this, I don't even know why I told him. But I told him I had this bump, and he said, let's just get it checked out. He said, I think you're fine, but let's just get it checked out. I'm like, okay. I went to do a biopsy, and they called me in. I'm like, why they call me to the doctor? I'm like, I went by myself, and they told me that I had stage 2 breast cancer. And I remember getting these goosebumps, because I lost my grandmother to breast cancer. You always hear about women, and I'm telling you, like, get checked out. Early detection is key, and I think that had I not mentioned what was going on with my body, it really saved my life. But I think a lot of times as men, we don't necessarily go to the doctors. So I definitely want to encourage to tell your young boys, your young men, to go get checked out. We're always talking about women, check your girls, so you guys have that campaign. But I want to urge you to tell your young kids, your young boys, to check also, because that moment can save your life.
Yes, Kenneth, I booked him last year in October like 20 times. He was like, I haven't had a day to rest. I had an event every day. I was like, I'm so sorry. So everyone loves him. Kira, tell us about your breast cancer journey.
All right, Miss Arnidra. So I have to stand up because, you can't keep all this down.
Okay.
So I got to stand up. But I have had the pleasure and the privilege of talking to Kenneth, of being connected with Arnidra, and I have to say that breast cancer and being part of this is my son truly. I just want to make sure you all saw him. But this journey, I have learned about myself. I have loved myself through it. And when I was originally diagnosed, I was diagnosed May 3rd, 2016. My mother had been diagnosed with breast cancer in her 50s. My grandmother had been diagnosed in her 60s. My paternal grandmother had died of breast cancer. And so I was intimately related. I knew what it was like, or at least I thought I did. I saw it from the outside. But I thought, I'm 43, I have a 6-year-old son. I need to keep this on my radar, but I don't need to worry about it today. So it had been 8 years since I had a mammogram. And my husband, I will say, saved my life. Because, okay, don't judge me, but my husband loves bootleg movies. Loves them. He likes when they get up. He likes when they're interactive. Like, he likes all of that. And I don't get it because I don't like bootleg movies. I'm a marketer. I don't get it. I'll walk for $5 for the movie. But that's neither here nor there. But my husband, he thought, I'm going to do something special and I'm going to get this movie for us and it's called I Miss You Already. And I was like, okay, that's sweet. You got a romantic comedy. You know the one I'm talking about. And I was like, okay, we start watching it. 15 minutes in, my shirt's wet. I'm crying, like the ugly cry. Like, not the okay, you can't tell that I'm crying because I'm doing the pretty cry and the tears are silently dripping. No, I was like, like that kind of cry. And my husband was like, babe, that's not the effect I was looking for. Like, I was trying to do something sweet. And I was like, no, I'm invested. And if you don't want to hear how it ends, then just, tune me out. But the heroine, she dies of breast cancer and leaves behind 2 young children.
Yes.
And that touched my heart because I thought, why am I not getting tested? I know it's in my family. And so that Monday, I called. My insurance is Kaiser. I called Kaiser. And I said, I'd like to come in and have a mammogram. And they said, okay. Well, 2 weeks later, I was diagnosed with stage 1, type 2, triple positive breast cancer. And it was all in God's plan. It was all in God's plan. Because the only way I would have gotten in is if my husband would have gave me that movie. I felt too busy. My life was about my son. It was about my husband. It was about my job. Sometimes we don't get tested because we don't have the time. Sometimes we don't get screened because we think, I'll do it tomorrow. But if you wait till tomorrow, what will that do? How much further will you have progressed if you wait till tomorrow? So, thank you. And so that was my story. And everything about my life changed. I was a VP at a financial institution. Now I'm a full-time author and speaker. God made me a messenger. And so that, okay.
All right. Okay. You see how I just cut her off? She used to me. We do this all the time. She used to me.
Okay, so don't take the mic from Kenneth, okay? Share. Okay. What do you wish you had known before your journey? Before your journey. Think about it. Before.
There you go, Kenneth.
Yeah. She passed it. She's doing great. She passed it along.
Okay, this is gonna sound very cliche, but it's really the truth. That men get breast cancer. I remember Richard Roundtree who played Shaft.
Yeah.
He had it, but they, he talked about it, but people still don't talk about it. And this is gonna sound really maybe a little weird, but I really want them to start doing. I'm about to start talking. I really want them to start because I think there are a lot of men that that go through this and they just don't know it. It could be dying for these things, and so I really want more research done around that. So whatever I can do to push that, I want to do.
All right. Share the mic. All right.
Now, thinking about your life prior to breast cancer, what in your life would you have done differently prior to breast cancer? Because I always hear these stories of I wouldn't have worked so much or I would have spent more time with my family. So tell us what you would have done prior to, because sometimes people need to hear that. We need to hear that, although I don't have breast cancer, but I do need to take account that I work too much, which is me. We talk about that all the time. And then I take people's calls at 10 o'clock at night or call people at 5 o'clock in the morning because I have a tendency to call Kenneth at 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, he be up. He on that East Coast time. So I just call him on my way to work and say, this is what happened. So what do you wish you had known before your journey?
Okay. In 30 seconds or less.
And you can have a minute. 60 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I wish I would have known my worth before breast cancer. And I think for me, it was that I felt worthy when I was working hard, when I was going up the ladder, but just being me, just being in my skin, didn't feel like it was enough. I felt like I had to earn people's respect and earn people's love. And that cancer, it made me recognize that I always have God's love. Always. And that I'm worthy just because I am. And so that would be the big thing that I've seen because of going through it.
Same question, Kenneth.
Okay, what's the question again? No, people, seriously, because I still have a little bit of keep on brain, so I just, my mind is still, you know.
What would you have done differently?
Well, but I'm healed.
Before? Yes, you were healed.
Yes.
So what would you have done differently before your journey?
I'm a very, very private person. And I always put on a face to kind of mask certain things. And I think, again, they teach young boys to be tough, don't cry. I wish that I would have invited, I wish I would have been okay with allowing people into my private life. Because I didn't tell anyone what I was going through. I went through this journey with one other person. And I lied about my sickness. People knew something was wrong, but I never said it because I was ashamed.
You didn't have a woman in your life?
Well, let me tell you something. I did, and I have a lot of women around me. But when you're going through something like this psychologically, there's something that happens. This is a very individual situation. And when you have the enemy stuff that's happening, you're not yourself. And that's one thing I want to tell people. My friends got mad at me. Why didn't you tell me? I wasn't myself. So if anyone in their right mind would ask for help, but when you feel like you are, you're afraid that you're gonna die. When you're afraid every night that you're not going to wake up. It's real. Fear will paralyze you. But thank God I did speak up. And I did have a woman in my life. And other people that poured into me, that prayed over me. And that was able to get me through that. And I used to have to speak affirmations to myself. I had to change my diet. I had to speak every single day. And every morning I get up and speak to myself. So that's, okay, sorry. So sorry, amen.
Amen. Yes, Lord.
They know I'll be on them about time. So I think that both of you have superpowers. And the reason why I say this is because you share your story with anyone, and you allow me to share your story. You don't say this is a secret, don't tell nobody. I actually, one morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning, booked both of y'all for a panel on October 26th, and then texted them and said, I hope you're not doing anything that day, because I already booked you guys for a Sigma Gamma Rose panel.
This October.
Yeah, this October. Remember, when I called you, but I called them at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I told them, I said, I hope y'all not doing nothing. And they were okay with it, but I shared their story. And it touched a woman who was going through chemo herself because she realized she wasn't alone. And the first thing Kenneth said to me when he called me, he said, yeah, I would like to get on the phone with her and talk to her so she knows she's not by herself. So for me, that's your superpower. Your superpower is you sharing your story with others. So I want you to tell me what you think your superpowers are.
My superpower. I think my superpower is the opposite of the cloak of invincibility. No, invisibility. So what would that be?
So you're not invisible.
I'm not invisible.
But you're visible.
I'm visible.
And you want to be seen.
Yes.
So you're Superwoman.
Oh, I like that. Yes, my superpower is really, I think I was just raised to, be the good girl, to make sure that, I was seen and not heard, and that I tried to get out of the light. And so now, through my journey, it's that, I think that's when you feel connected. That's when you feel like you're part of a community. When you recognize that you're not the only one who's going through what you're going through. And so I try to be as transparent as I can so that people know what it's like to go through chemo, what it's like to, be in a relationship with your spouse, and, how do you still keep going? Excuse me. And so for me, it's, my superpower now is letting people see me.
I wouldn't say it's a superpower. I would say my gift from God. And what I mean by that is just the ability to be able to hear Him and to be connected to other people. Because I think there's something beautiful about being vulnerable. And I think that's power. There's power. And if you just, when you get through it, so now, I made a promise. I said that I would do the work every opportunity that I have. So thank you for that.
Pastor Knox said something that I had kind of wrote out, and she said that it was Paul who was well, and then he was supposed to make his disciples well. So I do want you guys to know that your story has helped others. When I share your stories, it has helped others. Your podcast has helped others. Also, I want you guys to know that I want to thank you for sharing your stories with me and allowing me to share your stories with others. It is important that we all have a support team.